That was basically perfect.
Oh, well, I wasn't recording it.
Oh.
You said you were doing it.
All right, yeah, that was my fault.
But we're good whenever you're ready.
All right. Welcome to the Week 2 edition of the Fantasy Football Survival Kit. For Week 2, we are asking you all, which Week 1 hero are you buying into as a fantasy starter going forward? We have a lot to get to here, so let's get started. This first one comes in from @RandyCharb, and he says, I've been all in on him everywhere, and it paid off already. Feels like free money now. And of course, he's talking about Detroit Lions rookie tight end TJ Hawkins, who only had more yards than any other tight end in their first game. Tight end is disgusting. It's a murky position. So the fact that we have a nice emerging young option in their first game out there performing, yeah, I'm not going to turn my nose up at that. I'm in on TJ Hawkinson as an every week starter. Next. This one comes in from @FatRambo, and it's Dak Prescott, the Dallas Cowboys quarterback. And hell yeah, I'm so in on this pick, and let me tell you why. It's actually not because of Dak Prescott, the quarterback. It's actually backup quarterback turned offensive coordinator Kellen Moore, who looks to finally be dragging the Cowboys into the modern era, leaving behind that garbage mid-2000s offense that Scott Linehan was running. That's going to create a fantasy starter right there. You're looking at a guy that's probably going to push for top 10 status every single week. Next. This one comes in from @GPTSal21, and it's sticking with that Cowboys theme because it's Michael Gallup, the second-year receiver for the Dallas Cowboys. He caught all 7 of his targets, led the team in receiving yards. I really think Michael Gallup is going to be a guy that you probably took outside the 10th round, that you're looking at as a potential wide receiver 3 that you can play in your flex every single week. Next, let's keep moving. This one comes in from @AlexCon28, and I don't know if this player was a surprising hero, but it was really surprising to see Marlin Mack and the entire Colts offense do as well as they did against that Los Angeles Chargers defense, which has a lot of really good players. Mack crushed it, ran for a ton of yards, but I'm not quite ready to say I'm just going to be rolling Marlon Mack as my running back 1 every single week. Remember, there are still questions about not only the overall health of this Colts offense, but also how much passing game work is Mack going to get. There are still some questions to be answered, but nice performance in week 1 by Marlon Mack. And hell, if Quentin Nelson's going to be out there crushing fools on the offensive line, Mack is going to find a lot of room to run. Next. This one comes in from @TheCD23, and it's, oh my God, it's Sammy Watkins. Give me a break. Almost 200 yards, 3 touchdowns against the Jaguars defense. Now, with that said, am I really willing to trust Sammy Watkins as an every week wide receiver 1, even with Tyreek Hill out of the lineup? No, I'm not. And this is why. The problem has just been consistency. Am I really ready to just have 3 touchdowns completely change my evaluation from the last 5 years? No. Next. This one comes in from @JamDoesn'tMiss, Ravens rookie wide receiver Marquis Brown. And if you guys know me, I love Marquis Brown. He was my favorite receiver in the 2019 NFL draft class. And oh, by the way, even with a limited playing time, if that's still the case in week 2, he's playing the damn Cardinals. Next. This one comes in from @Fadoc, and hey, we just talked about Marquis Brown. How about talking about his quarterback, Lamar Jackson? And yeah, we can't hear you, haters. Where are the haters who said that Lamar Jackson can't throw? Yeah, they're definitely going a little quiet after Lamar Jackson throws for 300 yards and 5 damn touchdowns on like 20 passes in week 1. I think Lamar Jackson is here to stay. Next. This one comes in from @DaveAlston7, and look, it's Larry Fitzgerald. The guy is still getting it done. I know that the Cardinals offense looked disgusting for most of that game, but when they started to come alive, you know who was on the other end of most of those Kyler Murray darts? It was Larry Fitzgerald, making sideline catches, diving for balls, making spectacular plays. Do I think he's an every week starter? I don't know, but I do think he's a wide receiver 3 that you can consider every week in your flex. Next. This next one comes in from @BuzzBomb9. It's Tyrell Williams, and hey, look, I don't do this often. I told you so. Even before Antonio Brown was traded, Tyrell Williams was a great fantasy pick. Now this could be a guy that's like a top 30 receiver. Tyrell Williams is good at the game. He can get deep, he can take slants to the house, and he can make contested catches. Next. And sticking with the Raiders theme here, this next one comes in from @Aaron31. I'm not Aaron. That's too many numbers. I'm not reading all of those numbers right now. I saved the numbers for my spreadsheets, not your damn Twitter handle. But you do have a good pick here of Darren Waller. And look, it wasn't even a Darren Waller gift to send in. He had to send in John Gruden taking a victory lap. And I get it. John, take your victory lap after that win on Monday night against the Broncos. And you know who else should be taking some victory laps? All the people who were smart enough to draft Darren Waller late. He might still be on waiver wires right now. And if he is, you need to run and pick him up. Next. This last one comes in from @shughes21, and I'm going to take a little bit of umbrage. I'm going to dispute your claim that Austin Eckler was a surprising Week 1 hero, because if you didn't start Austin Eckler in your Week 1 fantasy football league, what the f were you doing? He was like a 6th-round pick for a reason. And if you thought Melvin Gordon was showing up without getting paid, and if you thought the Chargers were going to pay him, I don't think you were paying attention. Enjoy Austin Eckler if you drafted him. That is going to do it for the Week 2 edition of the Fantasy Football Survival Kit. I already feel better going into Week 2, and I hope that you do as well. In the meantime, make sure to use the hashtag Fantasy Football Survival Kit on Twitter to give us your feedback. And of course, join the Facebook group, the Fantasy Football Survival Kit, where we are engaging in active dialogue every week to help you set your lineups, to make waiver wire decisions, and ultimately how to deal with a loss. Because that's what this all is, right? Fantasy is going to disappoint us, but community, the Survival Kit, we never disappoint you. All right, welcome to the little behind-the-scenes portion of the Fantasy Football Survival Kit, where I react to your little comments, your thoughts, your takes on Week 1's edition of this video series. We got a lot of tweets about it. I will say some of them are kind of rude, which I don't really appreciate, but let's dive right into it. First, I want to address something right off the bat, which was Jonders. You had an Antonio Brown section in there that we couldn't include, but at least, you know what? You got to see it though. I did tweet at you, which frankly, I'll be honest, that was one of the better segments. That was one of the better ones that we had, was the Antonio Brown section, and it got cut because Antonio Brown had to go off the damn reservation. I mean, what are we even doing here? Now he's a member of the Patriots. I think I made a joke, Jess. I think I made a joke in that edition about him not even being in a Steelers uniform, because that's what the GIF was a Steelers uniform. And I said he's in a Raiders uniform, and now as we sit here today, he's playing for the Patriots. So life comes at you fast, but that's what we're here for in the Survival Kit. I'm getting myself through this, I'm getting you through this, Jess is getting me through this. She's actually ready to throw things at me because I need to move along to the next tweet. And this one, of course, is, I don't appreciate this. Sagoi in some areas. Fairy tale football. Look, there's a difference between fantasy and fantasy football, right? Like, you understand. You understand there's a difference. One is about mythical beasts and wizards and dragons and knights of the round table and all that. And this is about something very serious, which is a game about a game. The game being football, the game about the game being fantasy football. You see how this is all making sense now? You're keeping up with it. Should I be so flippant to talk about people who participate in things like Dungeons and Dragons and other sorts of nerd culture? Maybe, but I am the way that I am. And you want to know why I am this way? Because my job is literally to sit here in this stupid chair and read your stupid tweets about a stupid game about a game. You know what's a fairy tale? My life. My life is a dream. I'm literally living the dream. And on that note, I'm transitioning. Okay, now this one was cute. I liked this one. @WolfTheDemon95, who I think sent us in the Damian Williams suggestion. He said, thanks for using my comment and the comments about my Twitter handle, because I thought Wolf the Demon was kind of an aggressive Twitter handle. I thought, maybe you could be something like Unicorns the Angel. I don't know, maybe something a little bit more positive. Don't you think there's enough negativity out there on the internet already that we don't need wolves and demons and all that type of thing? Again, a little more positivity. But thank you for contributing to this segment. And look, I pretty much f*** up everybody's Twitter handle on here. It's really hard to read Twitter handles. You would be surprised. Okay, this one here, I like this. I'm reading this. I think I'm reading this just for like my own ego fluff. But thanks for using my tweet. I love this segment. Well, Taylor Temple 87, we love you. Just we love Taylor. We love Taylor. Thank you, Taylor, and your Temple, and the number 87. 87 always makes me think of Muhsin Muhammad, the Panthers wide receiver who had like an 85-yard touchdown the one time that they went to the Super Bowl. They'll never be back there again because I'm not allowed to be happy in life. How about that? My life is a fantasy, and it's a fantasy, it's a dream to be able to talk to you people on the internet every day. So remember to continue commenting on the segments because we might talk about them here in the little behind the scenes portion after. And of course, engage with us on the Fantasy Football Survival Kit in the group. We're posting lineups, we're posting trades, we're posting waiver picks, and we're giving each other feedback. That's pretty much what this is, right? That's what the internet's for, a feedback loop. So you guys tell us what you think. I tell you what I think. I tell you what you think. You tell me what you think. Community.